ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सेकेण्ड् वर्स् नम्बर् 2 मणिप्रदीपप्रभयोः मणिबुद्ध्याभिधावतोः मिथ्याज्ञानविशेषेऽपि विशेषोऽर्थक्रियां प्रति. So in this chapter 9 of Pancadasi, Vidyaranya presents a unique idea which we have not heard before in Vedanta, in any text. It is regarding a avrutti or a repetition of a Mahavakya vritti. We can even call Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Generally that is not discussed in any Nirguna Brahma Jnanam we have heard of. But we have never heard of a Nirguna Brahma Upasana, etc. But somebody told me before few years that Swamiji, there is a Nirguna Brahma Upasana discussed by Vidyaranya. At that time I argued that it is not possible that Acharya, Vedanta Acharya discusses Upasana of a Nirguna Brahma, etc. So, but anyway, it is there in a way, yeah. Nirguna Brahma Upasana is there. So it's a very unique topic, I mean. And so it is a repetition of a vritti generated by the listening of the Shastra. That vritti is Aham Brahmasmi, because that is the purport of the Shastra. And therefore Aham Brahmasmi vritti avrutti. Anyway, for moksha it is required in general. Apart from upasana, etc., the vritti avrutti is very essential. Vritti avrutti, if you do in a conscious mind, then definitely it will percolate into subconscious mind. This is an arrangement of Ishvara. He has created that kind of an facility. It's a facility in the mind. Any vritti avrutti, if you do, then definitely even if you leave it from the conscious mind, that vritti avrutti continues, because that vritti, due to avrutti, has percolated into subconscious mind. And so here also in a subconscious mind, we have a one vritti. What is that vritti? Aham deha. I am body. So whenever I think of, whenever I bring into my mind a aham vritti in a conscious mind, it comes in the form of aham manushya. I am a human being. I am an individual, etc. That shows it is formed, it's very rigid. It's a habit. So now, in order to replace that kind of a vritti, you have to percolate a contrary vritti into subconscious mind, which will replace the other vritti. And that is, Aham Brahmasmi. I am not Deha, you need not say. I am Brahman. And you know, because you have already gained a Jnanam through Shravanam and Mananam, it is clear to you. And therefore, when you say Aham Brahmasmi, you mean it. And therefore, Aham Brahmasmi means Jnanavrutti, Avrutti. will definitely percolate into your subconscious mind, and pushes away aham dehosmi. So vritti avritti is very essential. Even though you have a jnana vritti, that aham brahmasmi, aham nitya muktosmi, etc., but still that avritti is required, and that avritti of that vritti, repetition of that vritti, aham brahmasmi, etc., is called nididhyasana. That is nididhyasana. And but here Vidyaranya discusses aham brahmasmi avrutti in the form of upasana. Upasana. So it's a new lesson by Vidyaranya Swami. And the difference between the aham brahmasmi nididhyasanam and aham brahmasmi upasanam, well, Vidyaranya's contention is this, that when vritti basically is a jnana vritti, then repetition of a jnana vritti is a nididhyasanam, which is definitely that jnana vritti is born of shravanam mainly, and also followed by the mananam, so that the doubts also have gone. If doubt is there, then it is not a jnana vritti. Any knowledge fraught with the doubt is not knowledge at all. Therefore, shravanam and mananam together has generated this jnana vritti in you, and you are also familiar with that yes, I have a jnanam, aham brahmasmi. But due to, that habitual error, often you said that aham dehosmi, I am deha. And it is an error. That is also And therefore, in order to get rid of this error from the subconscious mind, which is of course a habit, that's how subconscious mind, but it is an error, so habitual error. Well, in a conscious mind, you do avrutti. Definitely, avrutti of any vritti will form a habit. Any habit is formed by exposing yourself in a conscious mind, exposing yourself to any object, experiencing any object again and again. Definitely, an impression will be formed. That will go from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, because definitely conscious mind thinks of something else, objectifies something else. So that thing goes into subconscious mind, and it pops up in a conducive situation. So anyway, so this is basically this vritti avrutti, jnana vritti avrutti is a nididhyasana. If it is not a jnana vritti, then we call it as a jnana abhasa vritti. Same vritti is there. Jnana vritti only is there. But due to obstacle, the person says, I don't have a jnanam at all. Means what is there in the mind is, say, abhasa. I am still waiting for Brahma jnanam. I am waiting for Brahma anubhava, etc., Brahma sakshatkara, etc. Well, then definitely it is whatever is there in your mind, for you, it is a jnana abhasa. And definitely, so if you have a jnana abhasa, we say, well, aham brahmasmi is not actually jnanam for that person. Well, we say, okay, for you it is basically abhasa only, Brahma only, aham brahmasmi. And then definitely don't worry. Do the avrutti of this Brahma. Aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. For you it is not a jnanam. Even though from our standpoint it is jnanam, but from his standpoint it is not, due to obstacle. Well, still we say avrutti. Do avrutti, repetition. So jnana abhasa avrutti is upasana, naturally. In a upasana, in a meditation, there is a repetition of a given thought again and again. So jnana abhasa avrutti. Then the next question is, well, Swamiji, what is the difference between, suppose I tell you, Swamiji, that I am aham brahmasmi, I know I am Brahman. And other person also says aham brahmasmi. So I have a jnanam or jnana abhasa, or that person has a jnanam or jnana abhasa. How can you say? How will you differentiate? Jnana vritti and jnana abhasa vritti. How will you differentiate? See, if you have a jnana vritti, well, definitely then you will see this thing as a fact for you. And Aham Brahmasmi is a fact for me, means I am Brahman is a fact for me. Means I am free is a fact for me. Means I am free means the moksha, I have attained moksha also is fact for me. Then Swamiji, then I am Gnani. Yes, you are Gnani. Then why, what for Nididhyasana? That's a point. So you know that you are free by nature, because self is ever free, and you have a clarity that yes, being Brahman, I am free. Being individual, you are never free. Being Brahman, you are never bound. And that clarity you have, that Aham Brahmasmi, etc. means I am Brahman, and therefore I am free. And therefore there is freedom. I have not to gain freedom. I have not to wait for the moksha, etc. I have gained moksha. This would be the thing, if you have a Jnana Vritti. But then, Nididhyasanam still, the Avrutti, that Jnana Vritti Avrutti is to be done in order to get rid of the error that the I is placed in the body. And so you have a sense of bondage. You know it is wrong. Not that you are bound. If you feel that I am bound still, means you don't have a Jnanam. But you know that that I have a Jnanam, but I identify with the body, and therefore a sense of bondage is created in me. It's a sense, it's an error. To get rid of that error, well, Nididhyasanam is required, Jnanavritti Avrutti is required. So this is one who has a Jnanam, is doing Nididhyasanam not for moksha. Nididhyasanam never gives moksha. Nididhyasanam never gives moksha. Nididhyasanam never gives you any experience of Brahman, nothing. Nididhyasanam will remove your error of committing a mistake again and again, that I am body, mind, etc. That's it. So Nididhyasanam never creates anything new. Let me say that way, that's better. Never creates anything new. Never gives moksha, never gives knowledge. Nididhyasanam never gives knowledge. Nididhyasanam never gives moksha. Nididhyasanam never make you experience Brahman. All these things, nothing new is created, nothing new is given, no new experience also. Nididhyasanam will just make your subconscious mind free from the error. That's it, nothing else. So, well, Swamiji, Nididhyasanam gives me moksha. Never it gives. Jnanam is given by Shravanam. Acha, Nididhyasanam cannot remove your doubts. Mananam removes your doubts. Shravanam gives you knowledge. Aham Brahmasmi, knowledge is created just by Shravanam. That's how we tell to the people not to leave Shravanam at any cost. Yeah. If you have some vagueness regarding this knowledge, self-knowledge, never give up this Shravanam. Thinking that I have listened a lot and all the clarity will come only by Nididhyasanam, etc. No. Nididhyasanam will definitely make you free from committing an error further, slowly. Means you can say you are assimilating the knowledge, you are owning up the knowledge, you can say that, definitely. Anyway, so this is the person who has a Jnana Vritti. He is doing Jnana Vritti Avrutti for the sake of just getting rid of the that habit, which is an error. And the person who has a Jnana Abhasa Vritti, means Jnana Vritti is there, but he says, well, I don't have a Jnanam. So he knows that he cannot enjoy that mindset. Which mindset? I am free, well, and I should not look forward to moksha, etc. That kind of a mindset he doesn't have. Means, even though he has a Jnana Vritti, but he doesn't consider it as a Jnana Vritti, and therefore for him it is a Jnana Abhasa only. And such person has an expectation of moksha in the future successfully. He says, moksha, I have not gained moksha. And therefore, well, moksha will come in course of time, etc. So I look forward for something to happen for moksha, etc. I don't look upon this, the moksha is a fact for me. Moksha is the nature of oneself. So That means this Mahavakya Vritti is not a fact for me. Aham Brahmasmi, Jnana Vritti is not a fact for me. Well, his mindset does not conform to that. And therefore we say that person, even though the Vritti is there, Aham Brahmasmi Vritti is there, that person, for him it is a Jnana Abhasa Vritti, Brahma Vritti you can say. They also give another name in Vedanta, Sapratibandhaka Jnana Vritti. Pratibandhaka Sahita. Pratibandhaka Sahavartate. Iti Sapratibandhaka Jnana Vritti. Obstructed Jnana Vritti. And therefore, these two people, one is able to enjoy the mindset, I am free. Moksha is not an happening, etc. in the future. I am free. And this person does not enjoy this kind of a mindset that I am free, etc. I should not look forward to moksha, etc. That kind of mindset this person doesn't have. So Vidyarnya's contention is, even if you have a Jnana Abhasa, well, Aham Brahmasmi is a Jnana Abhasa for you, don't worry, you repeat it. So, well, then definitely it is not a Nididhyasanam. For him it is a Upasana. So it comes under Upasana. It becomes a karma. Aham Brahmasmi Vrittya Vritti is Upasana karma. For the people who don't enjoy the mindset that I am free, already free. So, but Swamiji, then the person who enjoys that mindset that I am free, he doesn't require Nididhyasanam also. That's what I say. He knows I am free, but this error of bondage, he doesn't say I am bound. He says an error of bondage is created due to identification with the body. That is happening due to habit. And therefore, in order to get rid of that error, which is in the form of habit, he does Nididhyasana. Okay? So this person, suppose if he says in mindset I am free, but then whenever the identification with the body happens, he says I am bound. No, not at all. He says a sense of bondage, a error of bondage is there. Yeah. So that's not also an obstruction. That's also obstruction for the owning up. But he doesn't have that kind of a doubt that I am not free. The moksha will happen in the future, the jnanam will happen in the future, or realization of Brahman will happen in the future, experience of Brahman happen in the future, nothing. So this is the difference between them. Sapratibandhaka Jnana-vritti. Then, well, how do you remove this bondage? Jnana Abhasa Vritti to Jnana Vritti. He has to, then only he can do the Nididhyasana. Well, then, for that purpose, Vidyarnya said Upasana, etc. Because it's an obstacle. And in order to remove the obstacle, this is required. And there are obstacles several times. I divided last time into two, Drashta Pratibandha and Adrishta Pratibandhaka. So if there are doubts regarding the teaching, etc., regarding the Mithyatvam of Jagat, regarding the Mithyatvam of the Jiva, regarding the even Mithyatvam of the Ishvara, or even regarding the Satyatvam of a Brahman, etc., well, if you have those kind of doubts, definitely they are all Drashta Pratibandha. And but such a doubt for which you don't find the cause. That why, even though I also listen 15 years and he also listened 50 years, and he talks to a teacher, when teacher said, give me some 15 minutes talk on Satchidananda. Well, I'm better, I'm talking, I can talk much more than him regarding Satchidananda. Then he says, well, I have no doubt that I am Satchidananda. Then why should I have a doubt that I am Satchidananda? What is the obstacle? How that obstacle is arisen? No answer. Somehow I am not ready to accept that I am Satchidananda. Then this is called Adrishta. You don't know the cause. But definitely it's due to Prarabdha only. Papa Prarabdha. Well, definitely you are not ready to accept. And then, so if it is Adrishta, then definitely the Drishta only can get rid of it. Punya, etc. So Upasana, etc. And it is definitely Punya, because Aham Brahmasmi means I am Paramatma, etc. And well, definitely that will take care of this obstacle, which is called adrishta. So anyway, so this is what we were saying. This adrishta pratibandhaka, which is gathered by purva or this janma, whatever it is, I don't know. That, well, I don't know yet Brahman, etc. That is due to pratibandha, that we cannot say, but it will be knocked out by this upasana. And of course, it is very close to nirguna jnanam, very close. This nirguna upasana is very close to nirguna jnanam, and well, definitely obstacles will be taken care of by the upasana, and now jnana abhasa vritti will be converted to jnana vritti. And once he says yes, now he also enjoys the same mindset. What? I am free. I am free. Then I am free. Then Swamiji, he is a jnani. He is a jnani. But then in his own mind, due to identification with the body, etc., well, that habit, that in form of an error, is still there, and therefore he has to do still nididhyasanam to own that. So jnana vritti, and the difference between jnana vritti and jnana abhasa vritti is, well, jnana abhasa vritti is jnanam plus pratibandha. That is the thing, and that will go away. Pratibandha will go away. So jnana abhasa means definitely it is a brahma, and you can say even jnana abhasa vritti means brahma vritti, and which is definitely, it is brahma vritti means then it is other than jnanam. So Vidyaranya enters into this topic here to take care of this Brahma. Generally, repetition of any Brahma will not give any benefit. Like, this is snake. In order to get rid, I said, why do you commit such a mistake? This is rope. Well, you say this is snake. So why do you commit mistake? Well, some obstacle. It's an obstacle. Then suppose I say you, in order to get rid of this obstacle, well, do avrutti. What? This is snake. This is snake. This is snake. This is snake. Will it help? Will it help? No. Why? You say aham brahmasmi is a brahma vritti for that person, jnana abhasa vritti, and you say you do aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. Brahma vritti, avrutti, if you do, Brahma will be stronger. Brahma gets stronger and stronger. Swami, you think that you can get away with the things. You cannot get away. So definitely produces negative tendency. Any Brahmavritti you repeat, it will create more problems. It will create a havoc. Here then aham brahmasmi, it is a jnana abhasa brahma for that person. Then why should he do that vritti avritti? Because of the nature of obstacle is different in both these brahmas. That's how I already told. One Acharya has told that obstacles are of two types. Depending upon the obstacle which has generated this Brahma, you have to take care of it. If it is definitely a Brahma generated by this obstacle called ignorance, etc., of the rope, only Jnanam can help you. Avrutti of that Brahma cannot help. It's a drashta pratibandha, and therefore it is to take care of that drashta pratibandha. Well, drashta solution should be there. Means the solution which is there in form of knowledge will be sufficient. But where the adrashta pratibandha is there, and that is how, even though there is a jnanam and you still say, well, I don't have a jnanam, then I say, you have that vritti, aham brahmasmi, etc. You are saying to me, you are Sachidananda, etc. You are saying to me, well, that vritti is there, but that is really actually not a jnana vritti. Means you are taking it as a brahma vritti. Then I said, why this is there? You cannot answer, teacher cannot answer. Well, it is a adrishta pratibandha. In case of a adrishta pratibandha, definitely adrishta is very helpful to counter. That adrishta is generated by meditation. That meditation means avritti. So aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi is very much different from ayam sarpaha, ayam sarpaha, ayam sarpaha. Very, very different. So depending upon obstacles, you have to find a solution in order to get rid of this obstacle. Pratibandha is drashtam. Because of ignorance of the rope only, even though it is in front of you, it's a rope, it's a pratyaksha. But due to some reason, due to your samskaras or whatever, ultimately you have a ignorance of the rope and you say it is a snake. Well, definitely, well, the solution which is it is right away there in form of a throwing a light on that, and just, well, your obstacle goes away. You need not have to repeat that aham sarpaha, brahmavritti should not be repeated. But here nobody can tell why aham brahmasmi vritti, even though it is there generated by shravanam and mananam, like other all students. This is generated in me also, and I can talk about it aham brahmasmi if teacher gives me a permission and a microphone. Then why should I not take it as a jnanam? I can talk about it without notes. Then I am clear that I am Sachidananda. Then, well, you know that you are Sachidananda. You have jnanam? No. Obstacle. Which obstacle? Can you tell me, your teacher? No, teacher cannot tell. Can you say yourself? No, I cannot say. That's a prarabdha. Pap prarabdha. It's due to pap. Please understand. And so, definitely, normally repetition of erroneous thinking produces negative tendencies or consequence, but here it's a different thing. So Vidyaranya says there are some rare occasions where brahmavritti, etc., repetition produce benefits. And well, and we were seeing the example. If you remember, Mani Deepa Prabhayoho Mani Buddhya Abhidhavatoho. So error turns into blessing. Brahma turns into blessing. So he actually, what happens is he is giving examples where error turns into blessing. Here also Aham Brahmasmi is error for that person. Still avritti of that, well, helps the person to get rid of obstacle. He will say, now I have jnanam, and then nidhyasanam, etc. So error turns into blessing. Error turns into curse. Now that is what he is going to talk about. Ultimately, this is an error, right? Brahma. So he gives example from based on a pratyaksha, based on a anumana, and based on a shastra. First, this is this one, our pratyaksha. Mani Deepa Prabhayoho, Pradeep, Mani Pradeepa Prabhayoho, Pradeepa means Deepa, lamp, Prabha, light, and there is a Mani gem. It has also light. A light of a gem and light of a lamp. Mani Pradeep Prabhayoho, Mani Buddhya Abhidhavatoho. I told you there are two rooms. In a pitch dark, in a night, rooms are also covered totally with you don't know there are rooms. And two people are approaching, just walking in this dark, pitch dark, darkness. And they find, both of them find at two different places. One finds a very gem lying in front of, at a distance. And the other person also finds a gem. Abhidhavatoho. Actually, it is nothing but Mani Prabha. The light of the gem was seen at the doorstep. In that the window is, the room is closed. Room is there, the door is closed. In the room in one room there is a gem. And the light is coming out from that slit. Or a hole, let us say. So in the pitch dark, it looks like it is a gem. So one person feels there is a gem. Actually, it is the light of the gem, which is coming out from the room. In the room, there is a gem. In this person also finds a gem. The person also says it is a gem. Actually, it is nothing but a lamp which was lying in that another room, and that light was coming out. The light of lamp has been taken that by that person as a gem. Here the light of the gem is taken as a gem. Both are committing error. Light of gem is taken as a gem by person number one. Light of lamp is taken by light of lamp is taken as a gem by the person number two. And both rush, right? Abhidhavato, because there is a gem. So both rush, definitely. Mithya Jnana Avisheshepi. Both have a Mithya Jnana, actually, right? So Mithya Jnana Avisheshepi Visheshaha Arthakriyam Prati. Visheshaha Arthakriyam Prati. So, well, there is a difference in result or benefit or consequence. What is the difference? Verse number 3. दीपोपवरकस्यान्त अन्तः वर्तते तत्प्रभा बहिः दृश्यते द्वारि यथान्यत्र तद्दृष्ट्वा तद्वद्दृष्टा मणेः प्रभा. So he is explaining. Deepaha, what I have already said, he is explaining even in verse 3. Deepaha apavarakasya antaha. So imagine the apavaraka means here a room. So deepaha, so a lamp is there inside the room on the floor. And and tat prabha bahihi. And definitely its prabha, its light, is coming out from that at a doorstep from that slit or from the hole. Door is closed. So that Deepa Prabha, Dwari Drishyate. Dwari means, as I told you, Dwari has come from the word Dwar, Refanta word, and it's a Strilinga. Dwaraha also is there, Dwaram, Dware, Dwarani. That's a neuter word, Akaranta. Akarantaha, the Pumsaklingaha, Dwara Shabdaha. That is Dwara complete. But this is Dwar, Refanta, and that is Strilinga. Meaning is same. Dwaram means also a door, gateway, and Dwar also means a door, gateway. So this is how it is. Anyway, so Dwari Drishyate. So at the doorstep, Saptami, at the doorstep of the room. What is this? What is seen? Tat Prabha. What Tat Prabha? Deepa Prabha. Because Deepaha apavarkasya antaha. The light is, the lamp is there inside the room on the floor. Door is closed, and from that the light is coming out. So tat prabha bahihi, it comes out. Dwari drishyate, at the doorstep it is seen. Then yatha, just as this is that, tatha, in the same manner, anyatra, well, there is another room, same arrangement, manehe prabha drishta, same thing. So, Manehe Prabha, well, the light of the gem is seen from the doorstep, etc. And definitely, then, definitely, so, Drishyate Dwari Yatha Anyatra Tadvad Drishta Manehe Prabha. So, anyway, so this, both the people are seeing, and then in the fourth verse it is said, Durehe Prabhadvayam Dure Prabhadvayam Drishtva Manibuddhya Vidhavatoho Prabhayam Manibuddhistu Mithya Jnanam Dvayorapi. Simple. So, Prabhadvayam Dure Drishtva. Both of them are seeing light. One is seeing the light of a lamp. Other is seeing the light of a gem. Because in one room on the floor there is a gem. In another room there is on the floor there is a lamp coming out through that doorstep from the hole. So, Dure, from the distance, Prabhadvayam Drishtva, by two people, Mani Buddhya Vidhavatoho. Well, both thought there is a money. In darkness, well, this money is shining, definitely. So, there is a money, there is a gem there. Both thought it is a money. So, Prabhayam Mani Buddhistu, Mithya Jnanam Dvayorapi, Prabhayam Mani Buddhihi. It's a light of a gem or a light of a lamp, right? Both of them have a what buddhi? Both of them see as a what? Only gem. Therefore error. Mithya jnanam dvayohopi. Both of them, both the people have a mithya jnana. Both of them have a Brahma. So then verse number 5. Now because this is we have already discussed. So न लभ्यते मणिर्दीप प्रभां प्रत्यभिधावता प्रभायां धावतावश्यं लभ्येतैव मणिर्मणेः. So definitely one who sees a light of the gem as one who takes the light of the gem, one who takes the light of the gem as the gem, definitely gets what? Well, the light of the gem he takes as a gem and runs. When he runs, there he finds the room, the door is closed. And then he finds this is the light of the gem. Actually, the gem is lying inside, and therefore he opens the door, and definitely on the floor he finds a gem. So this Brahma is taking a gem of the light of the gem as a gem. That Brahma is blessing for that person because he rushed and he definitely discovered a gem. That's what it is. Very typical thing, right? This Vidyaranya is really typical. Anyway, so Mani Prabhayam Mani Buddhya, by the person who has got a Mani Buddhi Dhavata Purushena, well, he runs there, Mani Labhyate. He is going to discover the money, he is going to get the money. Then, verse number 6. Deepa Prabha Mani Bhrantihi Visambadi Brahma Smrutah Mani Prabha Mani Bhrantihi Samvadi Brahma Uchyate. Now he gives the names of both types of Brahma. It's a Namakarana ceremony. Okay? Deepa Prabha Mani Bhrantihi. Bhrantihi, erroneous knowledge. Mani Bhrantihi, erroneous knowledge of the gem. On what? Deepa Prabha. So erroneous knowledge of the gem upon the beam of light of the lamp. That is called Visambadi Brahma. Why Visambadi Brahma? Because the light of the lamp which was coming out from the doorstep, from a distance he takes it as a gem. He rushes in order to pick up that gem. When he reaches there, he found a room is there and the light was coming from the doorstep. So he opens the door and inside he finds lamp. So this error of taking the light of the lamp as the gem is a Visambadi Brahma. It's an error resulted into a curse. He did not find gem. Clear? Yes. Then Mani Prabha Mani Bhrantihi. Mani Bhranti, again erroneous knowledge. Mani Bhranti, erroneous knowledge of the gem. As what? Mani Prabha Mani Bhranti, erroneous knowledge of the light of the gem is taken as a gem. Is also Brahma, erroneous only. But he rushes to pick up the gem. Actually, it is a light of the gem. He rushes there. Oh, and then he finds, that the light is coming out from the room. And so he opens the door and he finds gem. So this is called Sambadi Brahma. The error resulted into blessing. So this is how it is. Baba. So this is also this Aham Brahmasmi Vritti, etc. also, he is going to explain that. He is also like this. Even though it is a Brahma, but definitely it is a Sambadi Brahma. So that Brahma Avrutti definitely helps the person to get rid of the obstacle, and he will have that kind of a mindset. I am free. Moksha is not to be gained. I am already free. What I have right now in the mind is just this habitual error. I am not bound at all. I am free. But the sense of bondage centered on I is in error. In order to get rid of that, I have to do avrutti of now Jnana Vritti. That's what. And I will be able to fully assimilate this, own up this knowledge actually. So, definitely this Brahma Avrutti can help the person. Brahma can help the person for that example. But here Brahma Avrutti for us, definitely helps. It is a blessing for that person. Anyway, so this is regarding pratyaksha. I told you he is giving examples where the error turns into blessing or error turns into curse. But generally, now he will say error, how the error turns into blessing. For that, he gives varieties of the examples. First is this based on pratyaksha, this money, etc. Based on pratyaksha. Now based on anumana also he will give. In the verse number 7, he says, well, where this error turns into a blessing based on anumana, that is also he says. Verse number 7. बाष्पैधूमतया बुद्ध्वा तत्राङ्गारानुमानतः वह्निर्यदृच्छया लब्धः ससंवादिभ्रमो मतः. So, with the previous, of course, verse, the first example is over, and he is going to give examples like that up to verse number 12. What is there now at Anumana level? Bashpam dhumataya buddhva. Bashpam. Bashpam means a mist. In Gujarati they call dhummas. So that mist. Well, is there, in a valley of we're surrounded by the mountains, in a valley. Sometimes you find that there is a mist. And, but the people who are living in this, in this valley, they definitely in the kitchens they must be burning the wood, and therefore even this smoke etc also can be generated, remain there in the valley. So the person who is on from a distance, when he looks at the valley, definitely he sees this kind of a mist, and if mist is there far away, but he takes it as a smoke. Bashpam dhumataya. So I'm sorry. Bashpam dhumataya buddhva. Dhumataya. In a form of smoke. Even though there is just a mist only. But he thought that in this village, definitely somebody has burned the wood. And so smoke is coming out from their kitchen, etc. And so that is a smoke there. Suppose. So he takes the mist as a smoke. Mystic. And and he is a Tarkika, so he cannot remain quiet. So he keeps inferring. Tatra angaraha anumanataha. Naturally, this is our standard example. When you see, even though it is a mist, but if you see it as a smoke, then definitely based on the smoke, what will you infer? Well, there is a fire. Tatra angaraha anumanata. Angaraha means a fire. Tatra means in the same place. Angara in the he anumanatah, he infers. He has an inferential knowledge of what? Fire. Which is actually wrong. Because it's just a mist. And mist is not produce of the fire. But he takes it as a smoke. And from the smoke he infers, and he will have a knowledge of fire now. But it's a wrong knowledge. So with that wrong knowledge, the person reaches to that valley. And by sheer coincidence, he finds there is a fire. So, which kind of a fire? Non-smoking fire. Right? Because what was there was a mist only. But he took it as a smoke. And thinking that, if there is a smoke and there is a lot of cold, so smoke is there, therefore there must be a fire. Let me go there. He was shivering with the cold. So he wanted a fire to sit beside, etc. So he went there. And coincidentally he find the fire. But which was not giving any smoke. That kind of fire is there. So erroneous knowledge of fire helps him to get real fire. So that's how it is. So this is also a error which turns out to be a blessing. So vannihi yadruchaya labdaha. Yadruchaya means accidentally. Yadruchaya chopapannam. Accident. So yadruchaya means accidentally. Vannihi labdaha. Accidentally gets, he gains, labdaha, he gets vanni, fire. So there is one Acharya gives another example that like some person on the road, the highway, some person just blows a whistle. Well, I mean, he raised an alarm, let us say. He actually has a Brahma that there is something. And he raised an alarm. And so police came. And well, when police came and based on that, they started searching around. And they literally found a thief, which this person has never thought. The person who has raised an alarm, he has never thought of it, that there is a thief, etc. nearby. He has raised an alarm for some animal or something. But well, when police came and searched the area, then they found a very hardcore criminal that may be possible. And then they were, all the police was telling him thank you, etc. And they were trying to give him reward. This person doesn't understand for what he is going, he is giving, he is given an award, etc. Well, this is kind of a thing. So error turns into blessing. That is possible. Sambadi Brahmaha Uktaha. This is Anumana Drishtanta. Only one example he gives. And now, from verse 8 onwards, he gives a Shastra Drishtanta where the error turns into a blessing. So, Godavari Yudakam Gangodakam Matva Vishuddhaye Samproksha Shuddhimapnoti Sasamvadi Brahmomataha. Sasamvadi Brahmomataha. Sasamvadi Brahmomataha. Well, this is considered as a Samvadi Brahma. This is considered as a Samvadi Brahma. With the various examples, he is showing what is called Samvadi Brahma, what is called the error which turns into knowledge or which turns into blessing, etc. So now Shastra Drishtanta. First, up to 6, between verse 2 to 6, Pratyaksha, based on Pratyaksha. Verse number 7, based on Anumana, what is called Samvadi Brahma, example. And now verse number 8 onwards up to verse 12 or so, that is Shastra Drishtanta. So Godavari Udakam, Godavariyaha Udakam, Shashi Tatpurusha. So river of the Godavari, Gangodakam Matva. Ganga Udakam Matva. So he mistakes as a Ganga Udakam. He mistakes as a water of the Ganges, Ganga Jalam. Well, and he has heard Ganga Tirtham, etc. The water of Ganges can purify you, etc. If you do a prokshanam, well, achamaniyam, etc., or you just do a prokshanam, well, it can purify you. So, Vishuddhaye Gangodakam Matva Vishuddhaye Samproksha. Godavari Udakam Gangodakam Matva Vishuddhaye Samproksha. It's a Godavari water. But still, well, thinking that it is a water of Ganges, well, he does a prokshanam, he does achmaniyam, etc. For what? Vishuddhaye, for getting rid of papas, etc. He has heard of. And then what will happen? Well, Shuddhim apnoti. Still it is a Godavari water. Still he becomes purified. How? Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati. Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhi. Because whenever I chant this, in my mind only the Ganti comes. Because in puja, I used to do that way. Ganti. So Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati. All these rivers. Why Ganga? Godavari also. So even though he has a committed mistake of taking the water of the Godavari as the water of the Ganges, and he did it Achamaniyam Prokshanam for Vishuddhi, he really gains Shuddhi, because Godavari water also is equally pure. He doesn't know, but still it turns out to be. He has a Brahma. He thinks it is a Ganga Jalam. So, but he got result of this erroneous knowledge, which is beneficial. Sasamvadi Brahmomataha. Well, this is a error which it turns out to be a blessing. Shuddhi mapnoti means definitely gains a purity. So this is how it is. Why Shastri Samvadi Brahma has been taught? Because, well, this, even though the action is a very physical action, but since it is prescribed in the Shastra, definitely it produces adrishta. Wonderful example. It will produce punyam. which will definitely helps him to get rid of the obstacle called papa. And therefore, same way, when Shastra says, do the upasana, aham brahmasmi, whenever you are free, do this. Suppose you don't get confused, don't get depressed, don't reject yourself. This many years I have listened, still I feel that I don't have knowledge, still I feel I don't have knowledge. Don't worry at all. Start this. Aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. You think of how many means they are showing us, so that ultimately you gain the knowledge, assimilate the knowledge, and become free. So if this is not happening, this is happening, do this. That is not happening, this is happening, do this. They have several means. Ultimately, the aim of Shruti is just one: value, gain moksha. Anyway, just one more verse will do. The verse number 9. Jvarenaptas sannipatam bhrantya narayanam smaran mritasvargamamapnoti sasambadi brahmo matah. And another example of a Shastriya Brahma is our famous Ajamila Upakhyanam, you know very well. And he uttered this Narayana, thinking of his own son, whose name was Narayana, etc. Well, but Bhagavan committed a mistake that somebody is calling me, etc. Somebody remembers me in this Kali Yuga. Well, such a person is really rare. Let me save him, etc. So he rushed to Ajamila. I mean, his dutas rushed to Ajamila, and then well, they took him to Vaikuntha, etc. Well, so he uttered a name of his own son. Bhagavan committed an error of taking that he is taking my name, etc. So, but here there is a different example. Jvarena aptaha sannipatam purusham. So intense fever. Jvarena aptam sannipatam. So basically it's a fever, very intense fever, in which there is a person, basically I mean, talks, they speak something here and there, and then Iron is thinking, because he has no control due to that high fever, etc. So sannipatah jvaraha, etc. So high temperature, etc. And therefore sometime he does this. Sannipata is equal to maybe Iron is thinking, maybe something uttering. And suppose he is thinking erroneously of Narayana in this condition, erroneously thinking, not deliberate. Well, still Swargama apnoti. Well, because he was erroneously also thinking of only Narayana, and then he died. Well, so he will gain a Vaikuntha, etc. So this is called Sambadi Brahma. This is an example. Sorry, we don't consider. Well, that is, you may like it or not, that's a different issue, but this is an example for the error when the person is not deliberately thinking about Lord at the time of death. But due to fever, etc., well, erroneously thinking of this, or uttering the name of Lord, even he is not aware of the time uttering a name of the Lord, Sannipata. Well, still, Bhagavan thinks that he is, because he said in the 7th chapter, whoever takes name at the time of the death will definitely gain Ishvara only, and therefore, so he will gain a Swarga or Vaikuntha, etc. whatever. So this is called Sambadi Brahma. So blessing in disguise, blessing in error, this kind of a thing is there. Anyway, this is just an example. So that with that we'll stop here, and further verse 10 onwards we'll see later. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.